Hi everybody, it's Brooke. Thanks for being here. I wanted to show you how I made my junk journal slash Fauxbonochi slash art journal for January. Anyway, I really like it. I think it's fat enough certainly to go on for a while, and I'm enjoying working in it. So it's my journal for now. We'll see how long it goes. I do try to journal in it every day. I used, obviously, a Reader's Digest, A Garden for All Seasons book, and took out all the pages. It's just a regular sewn-in binding, pamphlet stitch. I put a ring up at the top to hold some big, insane, fluffy tassel at the end, because I'm digging those. They're my jam right now. That's the back. I haven't done anything to it. I'm not sure what I want to do yet, so I'm just leaving it blank. Well, not blank, obviously. I'm leaving it au naturel. And I put in 2 eyelets and just used some seam binding for a closure. I'm going to skip the parts I've already worked on. I think I'll do walkthroughs or flip-throughs, rather, of those, if anyone's interested in seeing the pages I've done. But at any rate, what I did was I gutted the book, but was very careful. It was a sewn-in binding originally, and so I was very careful to clip the threads holding the signatures in so I could take them out in their entirety. And the paper was not really matte, not really shiny, just a really nice finish and kind of heavyweight. And I think I want to art journal on those. I wanted the original pages to still be in the book. So I saved some of those and did 1, 2 of my own signatures, and then 1 of the original pages, another one of my own, another signature of original pages, and a last signature that I made, I think. And I just threw everything in here, every scrap of paper on my desk, stuff that I had used part of in other journals, some coffee-dyed things. It was really fun to put this together, and I used up a lot of things. So I'm going to do a flip through of this part and just show you how I made it. The first page here that I'm showing is a vintage greeting card that I turned into a pocket. I made a tag out of some packaging. This is a map, not a map, a calendar page, and I put in a page from Daphne's diary on top and made it into a pocket. You can see that here. Some junk mail that I got, order forms for gardening catalogs, coffee-dyed scrapbook paper. Look, I figured out the circles. It took me this long. I couldn't figure out how to make them. It's a muffin pan. You bake it on a muffin pan. Yeah, it took me a while. Anyway, so that's that. A page out of a magazine that I just glued onto some coffee-dyed graph paper, some scrapbook paper, a craft bag that I actually bound into the book. I taped 2 together and bound them in. Some graph paper. No, not graph paper. Yep, help me. Totally drawing a blank. I'll get back to you on that. A photo sleeve, some Edith Holden page, and I just grabbed some scraps out of my fabric scrap bucket, and this was a selvage edge that I really liked how it was fringed and frayed. This is where you get into the original of the book. These are these beautiful pages that are photos and paintings and just beautiful illustrations. And again, I think this will be really fun to art journal on. But it looks like there's quite a glare, so I'll just flip through and give you an idea of what those are. That they are from the original book. I just stitched them in their original stitching holes. Then the next signature that I made is some Jane Davenport paper and some children's writing paper that I coffee dyed and turned into a pocket with a tag that I made out of some packaging. I'm really liking the bright scrapbook paper mixed up with some grungy, old-timey looking coffee dyeing. I wouldn't think that I didn't think I would like that, and I really am. Something totally different. So that's pretty cool. Just some ephemera I stitched in. This is a bit of a newspaper from a town a little bit north of me that's from 1906, and it actually is in good enough condition that I made a pocket out of it and bound it in. This is some rice paper, some pages from a sewing manual that a friend gave me. I stitched on some sewing tissue, pattern tissue, and here's some coffee dyed scrapbook paper with just a scrap of paper and a smaller scrapbook paper, coffee dyed and stitched on. And so that folds out on this side, and there's a little tuck spot and more writing room. Graph paper, creepy doll crochet blanket book. It's I think from the 80s or something, but those dolls freak me out. Generally, I think dolls freak me out a little. Not as much as clowns, but there you have it. More scrapbook paper, kind of just the offcuts that I stitched in here. A children's book about the beach. I love the illustrations and the colors and the little story about we have to leave the beach now. Aren't they so cute? And then there's this beautiful girl here. And there's the other side of those offcuts. Creepy doll book, graph paper, scrapbook paper. These are several pages from a vegetable catalog that is heirloom vegetables that I just love to grow, and the catalog has these beautiful sort of newsprinty kind of pages. They're not glossy magazine, but they're very thin, so I did glue two of them together and then stitched them together to make a nice full page. Another piece of that rice paper with a piece of packaging stitched on, so I have a pocket, a double pocket actually. You can't really tell with the plastic and it's glary, but there's one behind and then one between the two pieces of the packaging. Seriously, just grabbing stuff off my desk, like trash off the floor, and putting it in. It was really fun. The other side of that newspaper was 1907, I guess. Not 1906, but that's not a copy. That's the original thing. Children's writing paper, that's a pocket at the top. More Jane Davenport paper. Here are more original pages from the book. And again, I won't go through every page, but they're just so beautiful. I think that's going to be really fun to journal on. And then my last handmade signature is some Daphne's Diary pieces sewn onto a calendar page, a little scrap of a photo pocket, more graph paper because I adore it, some ribbon, some ephemera, this funny giant coloring book I have with these crazy looking bunnies, 6x9 envelope that's bound in also. Rather than being folded, the whole thing is bound in. I like those because they'll hold a lot of pictures or memorabilia or just little bits, whatever I have for the day. More graph paper. There's also a little floaty flying around. I don't know where it went. A little bit of cheesecloth, a quote from Daphne's Diary. This is a vintage handkerchief that I found at an antique store, and I actually found a whole package of them. And I don't know if you can see it, it's upside down, but it says Celia on it. They all were stitched with Celia, and some of them had not even been opened yet. They're really pretty and very delicate. Old childcraft book with some Daphne's Diary and fabric bits stitched on. More packaging. I like how this sounds. Oh, that's sealed at that end. I'm going to have to cut that off if I want to put anything in it. Maybe I won't. Tim Holtz fabric. Some Tim Holtz vellum that I adore. More coffee dyed scrapbook paper with a pocket. Offcut of scrapbook paper. Pages from a vintage sort of book / magazine about mothers, and I thought the pictures were pretty and the cool green tint was nice. And then I had to put this baby in because why wouldn't you? Look at the face and the arms. Ugh, so cute. Stitched in junk mail. I love some cellophane windows. An old encyclopedia? Oh, no, French dictionary that I coffee dyed. And then I just took a scrap and punched it and made a tuck spot here. There's the vellum, packaging. Still losing the word. Not what? It's accounting paper. It's ledger paper. There we go. Wow. That hurt my brain. There's the other side of the handkerchief. More graph paper with just scraps I grabbed off my desk. Another craft bag. Bits sewn together that I washi taped together and threw in a little image that I cut out. and some Tim Holtz fabric, which I adore. And more graph paper, and there's a little triangle tuck here, and places to write in there. And the last page is another one of those watercolor heavy calendar pages, and I just sewed on a fabric flip, a Nazi flip from Amity Bloom, and this beautiful rosette trim at the top. And there's the back of it. The binding is, I mean, it's bound in, and I just haven't decorated it or figured out what to do with covering up the mess, but I will when I'm done with it, or when the spirit moves me to do it. But that's my current journal, and again, I am trying to write in it every day. If I don't have much going on or anything interesting, I'll do some art journaling, and I've been going back to some old techniques and things that I haven't done in a while, and stalking people, watching people nicely on YouTube, and it's been a lot of fun, different than what I had been doing for a while, and I'm enjoying it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it gave you a little inspiration for your own journal. Thanks so much. I'll see you soon. Bye. It's cool. It's cool.
Goodness?
Yep.
Okay. You was rolling. I should pluck the dog.
Hey everybody, it's Brooke.
No, you can't do that.
Here comes Fluffy for a shot. Look up at the camera. It's a cameo appearance by Spike. Oh, wait, look up. Look up. No, he doesn't want to be in the video. He's no fun.